Welcome to The Explainer. Let's dive right in, because we're looking at a pretty fascinating reality of modern commerce today. The truth is, you probably already have a great business. You've got real customers, real revenue, real physical operations. You literally just need the digital infrastructure to match it. Because right now, it's actually entirely possible for a business to be physically robust, yet completely digitally hollow. Relying on this fragile web presence that does absolutely nothing to actually run the company. So I want you to think about this for a second. What happens when your physical business outgrows your digital brochure? Imagine the sheer tactile success of a real-world operation. We're talking about fresh sawdust on a busy job site or, the smell of 45-year-old paperbacks sitting on a bookstore shelf. That is real product market fit. But then, contrast that beautiful physical reality with the friction of bloated, ineffective, out-of-the-box software. If your business works incredibly well in person, but your web presence is still just a basic landing page and a contact form, well, there's a massive disconnect there. Section 1. The digital illusion, moving beyond the brochure site. We really have to look at what it actually takes to build a digital infrastructure that matches the quality of the business it serves. On one side of the coin, we have your typical brochure site. You know the ones. Landing pages, simple contact forms, a bunch of marketing fluff. Sure, it looks nice, but it doesn't do any of the heavy lifting. On the other side, we have an operational platform. These are real revenue engines with automated procurement and workflow automation. The reality is, established operators are chronically underserved by basic digital tools. They don't need a digital billboard. They need an invisible engine that handles real money and daily workflows. Moving on to Section 2, the Cathedral Framework, Engineering Structural Resilience. To actually bridge this digital divide, we turn to the work of software architect Keith Skaggs and his company, OneCommerce LLC. Keith builds operational web platforms for established offline businesses using what he calls the Cathedral Framework. It's basically a strict operational discipline where every single digital asset must serve a load-bearing purpose. Under this framework, code isn't just text on a screen, it's literally treated as load-bearing architecture. And iteration speed? It's not about just rushing things out. It's structural, driven by an agentic coding flywheel that sustains progress across weeks without the whole thing collapsing. Let's look at the strict principles making up this framework, because they're pretty cool. First up, no orphan systems. Every single feature must either generate revenue, build an audience, or harden the business. If it doesn't, it gets deprecated. Gone. Then we have structural iteration and proof-first infrastructure, meaning absolutely nothing is marketed unless it is verifiably live at a URL. But I really want you to pay special attention to graceful degradation and dedicated kill switches. We all know third-party AIs or external databases love to take unexpected naps, right? Well, Keith designs systems that fail softly. If an external service goes down, these kill switches ensure your core business logic survives and stays live. All right, Section 3. The analog-digital bridge, 2 builds, 1 thread. So let's see how this highly theoretical framework grounds itself in the real world. We're looking at 2 radically different physical case studies here. On one hand, we have To Be Read, a beloved independent used bookshop down in Milwaukee, Oregon, operating entirely on a trade credit economy. And right next to it, Precision Core Builders, a luxury residential construction crew in Eugene, Oregon, running highly complex project-based operations. They seem completely worlds apart, right? Yet both rely on the exact same underlying architecture, equipped with advanced AI layers tailored perfectly to their physical realities. Let's unpack exactly how this invisible engine powers each of them. We'll start with Precision Core Builders. These guys are master carpenters with over 20 years of experience. But there's a real tension here. Imagine running a highly complex luxury construction firm relying on paper, phone calls, and memory. Picture trying to read daily field reports scrawled on wet notepads in the rain, hoping you can actually decipher your own smudged handwriting the next morning. It's a nightmare. To solve this, Keith didn't just build them a shiny new brochure site, he built them a true digital Foreman. And the data flow of this new voice-to-report pipeline is just elegant. Step 1. The Foreman, Eric, records a simple voice memo right there on site. Step 2. AI transcription kicks in using Grok Whisper. Step 3. Large language models like Claude or Gemini instantly turn that raw transcript into a highly structured daily report. And finally, Step 4. The client portal updates in real time. The tactile relief here is immense, guys. The foreman no longer has to manually type reports in his truck in the pouring rain or dig through spreadsheets at midnight just to keep clients updated.
But the Cathedral Framework actually goes way deeper than that. This platform also features weather-responsive scheduling that literally monitors Eugene weather forecasts and auto-adjusts Gantt charts. If rain is predicted, interior tasks automatically move up the schedule. It's also got automated procurement that drafts purchase orders and subcontractor orchestration via a tool called N8N that handles site access codes right through SMS. Whether it's through a custom platform like this, ongoing site management, or strategic technical consultation, these automated guardrails basically grant the small, family-owned crew the operational velocity and, honestly, the quiet luxury of a massive firm.
Okay, now let's completely shift focus to the Clackamas Book Exchange, originally established way back in 1981, and their recent rebrand to Be Read, or TBR for short. Now, the challenge here requires an entirely different approach. I mean, think about it. How do you build a digital system for a business with literally no SKUs, no barcodes, and an economic engine built entirely on trade rather than cash? It's like a giant puzzle. While the entire narrative anchors on this one number, 25%, TBR operates a strict trade policy. They do not give cash for books. So instead, Keith built a custom trade-in estimator right into their site. It instantly calculates 25% of the original list price in store credit, which is then specifically designed to cover exactly half of the customer's next purchase. It's completely frictionless. There are absolutely no surprises at the register, which ensures a totally seamless transaction for both the avid reader bringing books in and the busy cashier behind the counter. The TBR operational platform also includes this brilliant feature called the Next Read Matchmaker. Now, what is absolutely vital here is that this AI is structurally constrained to search only live shelf inventory. It is not going to hallucinate titles that aren't actually there in the store. It beautifully preserves the chaotic, warm feeling of a physical used bookshop, but backs it up with strict type safety. Add in passwordless magic links for wishlist hunts and local SEO geofencing, and you have a system that feels exactly like the cozy physical shop, but runs like enterprise infrastructure. Section 4. Operational Sovereignty, the infrastructure of solo-scale empires. Zooming out a bit, this is all about operational sovereignty. Keith relies on a sovereign stack of technologies like TypeScript, Next.js, and Supabase to grant clients absolute data isolation, meaning their data belongs strictly to them. And we can ground this high-level architecture in a stark economic reality. Through OneCommerce LLC, Keith actually offers a founding affiliate package for just $97. This completely democratizes this level of enterprise infrastructure. It eliminates technical friction for independent creators by providing a totally pre-provisioned cloud setup, server configuration, and even lawyer-grade legal integrations with the state, all ready to go from day one. He scales this philosophy even further with a platform called UnifyOne. Now, this is an earnings and tax tracker purposefully built for the 76 million underserved gig and 1099 workers in the US. That's a huge number of people. It is a true operational layer featuring automated IRS mileage logging, real-time deduction totals, and an in-house AI sidekick named Kai. It provides sovereign financial intelligence to solo operators who desperately need it, stepping in exactly where a standard, boring brochure site would completely fail to deliver any real business utility. Which brings us to the core ethos of OneCommerce, perfectly summed up in this quote right here. I build what you actually need to run, not what looks good in a portfolio. Look, if you have a business with product market fit, you just need the right digital layer. Whether it's a custom operational platform, ongoing site management, or strategic technical consultation, it is entirely about solving real problems. There are no generic sales decks here. His pitch is literally a public architecture index of verified, live URLs and GitHub repositories. If it isn't resolved at a live URL, it simply doesn't exist.
So I'll leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. I want you to look closely at your own digital presence today and ask yourself, if an external service goes down today, does your core business logic actually survive? Are you relying on a fragile brochure, or have you built a load-bearing cathedral? The truth is, you already have a great business. Maybe it's time to ensure your digital infrastructure actually matches it.